Mcdizzle Gaming coming at ya. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like button if you enjoyed and subscribe to keep up to date on all things Red Dead. As promised, a big shout out for SCNS, T-Mad TV, Dos Savannah, Fear Barbed Wire Rage, Mike DeCarlos, Kevin Manchester, and Fox for the Tahiti Melons. Just some fun stuff with the community, feel free to join us. I've been scouring discords and comments throughout YouTube to understand what sort of things would bring back the long-term players who have left the game because they're bored. So I put together a list. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see. These are in no particular order. The first one is fight clubs, and Rockstar has acknowledged this, and I think it would be so awesome to have a fight club in your moonshine bar. You could place bets and all sorts of cool stuff. Of course, I wouldn't expect Rockstar to implement it just like that, but there's many different ways they could implement this type of mechanic. We've already broken the first rule of Fight Club though. This brings us to a big one, which is properties. I'm going to break down properties in two different pieces, homesteads and feature-rich businesses. Here's what Rockstar had to say about properties in September of 2019. They don't want us to jump things too quick. It's only been 2 years, folks. Let's talk about homesteads first. That's really what a lot of people tend to mention. There's a cool mod here. I have a link in the description that I'm playing with in story mode that lets you buy purchasable properties. You can decorate the outside a bit, you can decorate the inside a bit, and after 10 minutes, I found it was pretty boring without any real gameplay mechanic with it. If you are bored of Red Dead right now and you're like, bruh, call me when properties come and I'll come back, and it's a homestead-like property that you could decorate from the inside and out, I would be surprised if this kept your attention for long. Let me know in the comments below if that type of property would retain your attention for a long time. Is it from a roleplay perspective? If so, that's cool too. Homesteads would be cool, but they would definitely have to enhance the game in one way, shape, or form for them to be really interesting. The next type of property is a feature-rich business. We get the first taste of that with the Moonshine Shack. In February of 2020, Rockstar had more to say about properties. Some of the roles would let us introduce more feature-rich businesses and even communal spaces that players can gather and meet up socially, lone wolves and full posses, maybe even let each player own such a space. It's exciting to think where they could go with this. Could it be a general store? Could it be a gun shop? Could it be a taxidermist thing? Could it be Crips Traveling Acrobat Show, a snake oil salesman? Who knows, but I'm interested. I think it would be really cool that the next evolution in the Moonshiner role is that you can actually buy a saloon in town and it brings some passive income. That would be pretty awesome. I love the idea that properties can be a social space where other players can meet up, etc, etc. It sounds like they've been testing this a bit with Los Santos tuners, so hopefully we'll see something like that in Red Dead Online. The next one is simple. Things to buy that are not Capitizzle. Just kidding, I mean Capitale. New horses, weapons, vehicles, cosmetic, clothing, camp themes. An example is the Savage Camp theme that has been in the file since Frontier Pursuits. I would definitely pay gold for that. The next one is Mexico. I think the only way we'll actually see Mexico is and if there's a re-release of Red Dead Redemption 1 on the next generation systems. If and when that happens, I think that's when we will see Mexico and Red Dead Online. The next one is a rancher role, and the more I think about this one, the more it could really tie into the feature-rich businesses that Rockstar really wants to release. A ranch role to me could potentially tick off 2 boxes in the property section, both as a feature-rich business and a homestead with like the same features of your camp, etc, etc, and maybe something more. If a rancher role was introduced though, I do hope we have more activities than shoveling shit and milking the cow and chores. The next one is free roam robberies. We may not see free roam train robberies or bank robberies, but I would love to be able to take a horse or a wagon to a fence to sell it. A lot of players, including myself, would love to see free roam robberies in any way, shape, or form. Whether or not that'll happen in the current generation's hardware, it remains to be seen. Other things that came up is survival mode, private sessions, as well as various bug fixes, including that 50% PS5 one. I'm pretty over that. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. This is not a list of everything, but these are the top items that I saw consistently throughout comments on YouTube, Discord, and Twitter, as well as Reddit and other places. Now, there may be other things that you want added to the game that would bring you back, or other things that if you're currently playing the game would really enhance your experience. I'd love to hear what those are in the comments below. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Hit that like button if you enjoyed and subscribe to keep up to date on unique Red Dead content.